Yeah, my name's Angel, and I guess I'm from San Jose, but also Chico area.
In your own words, what does it mean for someone to be a misfit?
Misfit, I feel like me, no, just kidding. I would think somebody that is like excluded from like the norm, or maybe like most groups, they're excluded on like a typical day throughout their life, either like purposefully excluded or just by, just by how they are, excluding themselves. Maybe they're misunderstood.
Have you ever experienced a time in life where you feel as though you didn't fit in with your family or community, and how did you cope?
Definitely my family a lot, because I think like, my family does have some mixed people, but I think like me and my siblings are the most mixed of our family. So it's kind of like they would demonize the other side of the family whenever we didn't align with whatever family members. But sometimes there's those real people in the family too, and they're like pioneers themselves, so that's cool. Honestly, when I was younger, my parents moved me up to like a mountain town. So I was kind of already used to coping being alone from a young age. And then community wise, I would say yeah, like from what's usually popular. But recently I feel like more eclectic things have become popular, so I've actually been more included lately.
How has the Bay Area inspired or continues to inspire your work as a creative?
As a creative, yeah, I love the Bay Area. I was born in San Jose, and so there's parts of it that have been lost from like gentrification, but there's still parts of those that I see live on in like the people, or people that are just even like attracted here. I feel like there's an energy about the Bay Area that is like diverse and forward moving, free thinking. I think we actually do, for the most part, stay true to that. I feel like I have the freedom in the Bay Area, and people actually encourage that here.
What was the moment or event that first inspired you to first begin creating?
Probably when I was like 7 years old, because like I said, my parents moved me up to this isolated town. There was no kids out. Like I was over here playing with kids every day outside, and then went to a town where I was like indoors all the time. There's like mountain lions outside. It's dark outside, the trees, like super isolated. There was a lot of elderly people around me, and they gave me like jewelry making things and things to make like baking stuff. And so I think that's what tapped into the creative side, is just like, I ends with like you're bored.
Describe your style in 3 words.
I would say new age. I'm gonna say gothic. People got different ideas what that is, but I would say gothic. And then I'd also say ancestral. Yeah.
Happy Women's History Month.
Hey.
Who was or is your role model?
Um, I feel like I don't really have like one. It's hard because I feel like a lot of people in my family are like a role model, but not like fully. I feel like pieces of them. Like, I'll take some grains of salt from each of them. But there's a lot of like strong, independent women in my family. Lots of single moms and stuff. Like even generations back. Like that's what I've seen. So it's kind of made me be very like dominant. I would say that's just how you gotta be. As a human, to like get what you want out of life.
How do you celebrate yourself?
I have like a really good meal. I try to have like a really good healthy meal, but like a filling one. I usually have like some Thai food, or I don't know, something with vegetables in it that's filling. Just to remember, like, you gotta feed yourself like physically. I think artists forget to do that, because they're focused on all the other parts of being human.
How are you able to balance integrating your ethnic background into your business or artwork?
Yeah, I kind of just, my artwork has actually helped me like bring out parts of my ethnic background. You know, a lot of it, mostly being Native American, has been like lost on me because I didn't know that's what I was until 15 years old. But there were just things like nuancing that throughout my whole life. My family's always kind of just said that we're Mexican, which is part of what we are, but you know, our influences are actually Native American, but it's always been dangerous to represent that way. So I'm actually the first in my family to identify with that. Like work that into my artwork like intuitively because there's nothing around me that I can reflect about it because it's so lost, like I can't find any of it. So I kind of will just use my artwork to intuitively like bring it out, and it's kind of crazy. I actually will find lost information, which is really crazy. um so I just kind of keep it intuitive. I don't like try to go for like anything stereotypically because there's so much unknown about that part of my culture. So a lot of it I'm actually just like finding out as I go. So yeah, just keep it intuitive.
Do you aspire to expand your business into broader business landscapes, or do you wish to acquire more local success?
Yeah, as far as like big company, probably not because I don't know. I try to deal with stress a lot. I feel like it's too stressful for me. I don't know. That seems unnecessary to me. So maybe like local. I mean, I love the Bay Area. So like if people here would like, you know, receive me more, that'd be great. I love that. I do want to try to open a really small storefront or something so we can have like a little collective there as well. So it's not just like about me or anything, but just leading with DIY and just like rawness.
Yeah. Being a woman with your cultural background, how important is it for you to show up in the creative art scene?
It's like weird because, you know, I've had to create my own space in the art scene, you said? In the art scene, I feel like. So, you know, I've had to deal with like being excluded a lot and, you know, being misunderstood or just like trying to be made smaller. People are confused, you know. And so, I think it is important for me to be in the spaces, just like all spaces, I feel like. But it is scary because I'm like often the only one. And like people will kind of discount me a lot, you know, and like whatever I'm bringing to the art community.
Please elaborate what it means for you to take up space.
Yeah, just social media. Like I like to go to markets. The markets are cool. You know what? I spend a lot of time like hermit mode and stuff. Yeah, I think like social media has helped a lot. It's hard because it's like there's a validation there with like the likes and stuff. It's connected a couple people. And I feel like those couple people has been really powerful to be like understood by. I'm sure like, you know, the influence is like tenfold, especially on social media. It's folds out way more than you would think.
What does art mean to you, and do you wish to build cultural connections behind the art that you create?
Art is just like, to me, I feel like life and death. It's like essence. And, you know, I think we have like a lot of both. And like that kind of makes each individual like based on whatever essences you have and stuff like that.
Do you wish to build cultural connections behind the art that you create?
Oh, right. Yeah, you know, that would be really cool. I didn't start off with that intention, but I think I've like made some connections like that along the way with individuals I understand coming from like an eclectic background. I would want to connect with more tribal people and stuff like that because I feel like they have more of a maybe a full view than I do that like could piece in and just unlock some things for me. But I feel like, you know, at this point in time, like there's a lot of protection around cultures and I get that. But I hope that we can kind of connect and interconnect those through art. So yeah, that would be cool. Piece together all the lost answers in my mind and stuff about my culture. Yeah.
Do you ever feel pressure to conform to a dominant culture, and how do you resist?
Yeah, I think the dominant cultures end up being like whatever population is dominant. And so it's hard being like probably the main minority here on native land, which is really bizarre. But the dominant cultures of just, whitewashing for one, that just doesn't have any essence, you know, even for white people themselves, it's washing them out as well. So it's washing us all out of our roots and stuff like that. There's that. I think I mentioned my family kind of disguised ourselves as identifying with just being Mexican, which is a part of us, but that's not like how we grew up and our traditions. And I found out it was actually Native American. And I think there is pressure to just go and call myself like Mexican and just ignore like my actual background that's more prominent. There's like a lot of pressure to do that. I think as like Mexican people find more of their indigenous roots, they'll be more understanding, and I think that's happening more and more. But yeah, there's pressure to just say that because there's so many similarities.
How would you say that you resist?
Just by like educating. I know people don't like to be told anything, but it's like just keep it like on my own personal experiences so people don't feel attacked, or especially with like how things are right now, like there's so much tension around race and stuff like that. And so I just kind of keep it about my own personal experience and stuff. That's kind of just like the testament, to resist whatever perspective they're trying to put me into.
Believe in women's intuition?
Yes. Hell yeah.
Could you please describe how intuition guides you on a personal level every day?
For sure. Intuition guides me. Honestly, so being like a two-spirit person, I think I kind of fall into roles of like womanhood, but then also some manhood. I've had to take on both roles or even in between roles. And so my womanhood aspect of myself, I think I try to embrace more. It just helps me just live naturally more so. Not be so harsh, so strict on myself. And I think following the intuition of my womanly energy does help me like with stress and actually get myself in the right pathway. Because I'm so used to doing things head on. Being from like a background with a lot of struggle, it's like you got to head on things a lot. And so I'm kind of just trying to learn to be more adaptable with that energy.
What significance does intuition play in your business?
Intuition in my business, I think it's led me to not really follow like monetary pressures as much and just follow like what feels good. That's actually brought me more monetary success than seeking purely monetary. So that's cool that actually I feel like we're in an era where people appreciate ethereal more. I think we're in that era, we kind of appreciate that more. And I think people are pretty sensitive to that more so right now. I think we create things that might not seem like a necessity and stuff like that, but more so like in capturing like essence and art and stuff. I think people appreciate that more than, things that are popular, like maybe before. I don't know, like things that people create, creating something like raw.
How important would you say it is for women to trust their intuition?
Yeah. I think it's really important because most of the time that I felt something, I went against it, it like proved me right later on. And that's super weird, but it's almost been right like every single time. I think that's also true with other women in my life. They'll try to push against what they're feeling to conform to like what is expected of them, and it ends up just not folding out right later on. And so I think it's really important that we trust energy and stuff like that, even if it's not typical or usual or understood in that moment. Because like things are endless, like the universe is endless, and it might not be created yet, whatever you're feeling, but maybe it will like later on.
Statistically, women are averaged to make up more than half of the U.S. workspace. However, we remain underrepresented at large in top leadership roles. What causes do you believe are responsible for this phenomenon?
Like honestly a lot, because I feel like in ancient times, like women were leaders and stuff like that. And I think it's because of their intuition. And I think that we're reversed. I feel like just our focus off of the environment has created us to reverse all of our other focuses. And so women, are tended to not be like allowed to be in a leader role or, granted more power that they can actually rule. Men can as well, but it's just, I feel like it's more easily ruled in a feminine energy because that energy encapsulates just more, organic, like more thinking of like everyone kind of energy.
What can we as a community do to better uplift women in leadership roles and dismantle the power structures that feed into harmful cycles in the workspace?
Yeah, for sure. I think, I think women are pressured to uh, be like what they call a fembot or like a patriarchy bot. It's been very dangerous for me to like not do that and stuff like my whole life. I've mostly actually gotten into it with men, which is weird. Like my size, I'm like, you really are intimidated or what? It's weird. But I think what we could do is, for one, women kind of go against what's expected of them. Unless that's what you resonate with, that's cool. But just, go with what you feel like doing. And if men or others around them could also protect their development and their growth, finding natural womanhood again, that would help a lot to protect like in this current society that we have. So it takes, both and everyone to protect that development as we regain our connection with like earth. I think that would lead up to like leadership is just instilling from like a the smaller unit of just like yourself.
Could you describe a few of the principles you stand by as a woman independently operating your own business?
Oh, for sure. It's been hard because I've been like rejected from like so many spaces that would be typical for someone trying to do a business. You have to submit to the ego of a man a lot of the time. I do not tolerate disrespect in whatever workplace I'm in. I've been told I'm defensive. I've been told, whatever people try to cast onto you that you're a bitch or whatever. But yeah, I do not tolerate disrespect or getting personal. I think people try to get too personal with women a lot in a workplace for them to move up. Like I've had that happen to me, especially in like the body art industry and stuff like that. It can be dangerous sometimes, but yeah, just curate your relationships around you. I think you'll be like protected,
What does success mean to you, and what steps are you making today to help create it for yourself?
Success means to me just like peace, and hopefully when I die there'll be people at my funeral. But to build that success, I just stay consistent about following that thread of like feeling and trying to unlock more like healing too, with whatever creations I'm doing, and hopefully just you got people that helped unlock that for you and actually understood you as a person. I think just being understood as a person at the end is like success.
What are you chasing?
What am I chasing? I think like freedom for sure. I think like a lot of people can say that, but in this life, I think a lot of people from a struggling background think they're gonna be free when they sleep or when they die or like when they get all the money and like stuff like that. And I wanna try to chase freedom like every day and in like every moment, and just not like withhold that possibility from myself like so many of my ancestors did, because there's like a thinking that we have to sacrifice to get peace, to get freedom, to get things that are already like our right. It's just we have to mentally stuff like that again.
What does the word community mean to you?
It's hard because I've been so like outcasted from community a lot until I moved to the Bay Area. I love the Bay Area. Community, I think what community means to me is maybe like resilience. It's kind of like a net of people that help you be resilient. So like, I think we do have cancel culture, which is valid, but also being resilient from human mistakes and stuff like that is also community, because it'll break us so much if we cancel people on every little thing. And our community is kind of that net of resilience to like keep instilling in each other like hope and the opportunity to come back as a new person better person, better community, you know, because each one of us has flaws. So just that net of like everybody having, you know, the lack of or the worth of something that we can give to each other and help connect each other.
What advice would you give to young women out there to start their own business?
Don't look to other people. Women in my family are very different from most women that I meet. Very stubborn, very different than societal womanly roles or whatever. I've seen a lot of difference of me to like other women. I feel like I have a lot of perspective to offer women, and they do to me too. But from what I see, we could be more just like sure of ourselves instead of being codependent. Especially if you're doing a business, you gotta just like believe in yourself.
Best food spot in Berkeley?
Oh, you know, like I just moved here, so I haven't really found all the good spots. If people want to tell me some good spots.
Gyros.
Gyros?
Mediterranean spot. It's a Mediterranean spot. It's right next to Gypsies.
Okay. Oh, I like Gypsies.
Gypsies is really good. It's Gyros, Mediterranean, right over there.
I think I've seen them actually. You're right.
Lamb and beef. I don't know if you meat.
Yeah.
Lamb and beef plate, really good. What else we get over here? I don't know. Chef Smelly's. What was it?
Like Oakland.
I know, but like it's.
Y'all just go to Oakland. What are some good Berkeley spots? This one in Oakland. No, you're all this. What's a good spot in Berkeley? You're all this one in Oakland.
I mean, Top Dog is always good. You know, it's the basic stuff.
Start naming places in Emeryville instead.
Gypsies. Wait, no, but I discovered this new restaurant I came out to last weekend. That shit was the bomb diggity, y'all.
Here?
I love pho. I love ramen. I love all that. They get their big one. It's called Noodle King.
Oh, Noodle King? Yeah. I've been there. It's hard. Yeah.
You ain't been there.
No, I've been there.
You ain't been there before.
Been there. The noodle, even if you, or you can go to the noodle. They got.
No,
it's called the Noodle.
Noodle King is the best.
Oh damn! I can't hear that far. What should I hear? Wait.
You said it in like an accent. I'm sorry. Kid ginger, bro?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You been to Oregon? Dude, hell the gingers in Oregon. I was like, what's going on?
I was in Salem.
It was a witch trial.
Like, but my favorite food spot? Okay, it's actually a cafe. I kind of don't want to tell people, but I'll tell you.
We'll bleep it. We'll bleep it. But but I want to know. Yeah, she's.
No, I'll tell them.
Gatekeeping good food.
No, I'll tell them.
Okay.
Because the line gonna be long and I gotta tell you.
But we'll go here first. So.
No, they can hear it. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I want them to know. I want them to eat it. This cafe called Belmo Cafe.
Okay.
It's like an Algerian cafe, and I've been really into like, I don't know, like Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food lately, like just like more on it. And they got like Turkish desserts there, and then Algerian desserts, and then they got these sandwiches with like sausage in it. It's kind of like, it's not linguiça, but it's like that.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is? Yeah, it's like that. Hella good.
Go.
Okay. Any final words you'd like to share with us?
Oh, wait, let's restart that.
Any final words you'd like to share with the people?
You know, I think
Take your time. We can come back.
I gotta think.
Yeah.
Inferno! Yeah. No, yeah, let your mind be free. Yeah,
like
let your mind be free. Don't get too caught up on labels and stuff. It's gonna probably change in like 20 years anyway. So.
Bro.
All power be to the people.
Yeah.
Free Sudan, free the Congo, free all underrepresented ethnic minorities
Yeah.
from oppression.
Ice.
Yeah.
ICE. And if you support them or white supremacy or white nationalism, YouTube and fuck your kids. Straight like that. Misfit Archives. Control Alt Delete.
You don't have to look at the camera. You can look wherever you want to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Look at this camera?
Yeah, look at
Oh,
this.
okay. Hi, my name's Angel. I'm a piercer and an artist, and my business is Nuangelix.
I'm ready.
Boom. 3, 2, 1.